Application on. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? This is Enrique of Spanish United. Today we have a very special guest on the show. Would you be kind enough to introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Hi, everyone. My name is Suzanne Akhras. I'm the founder and executive director of the Syrian Community Network. We are based in Chicago. We are a refugee support organization that works to welcome Syrian refugees and other immigrants and refugees from all over the world.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Likewise, as we spoke in the email, I wanted to say that on behalf of the Hispanic population, on behalf of Spanish United, as myself, we extend our prayers and condolences to the Syrian people. We express our solidarity with the Syrian people. And if there's anything that we can do on behalf of Spanish United, we are here to support the Syrian community.
Thank you. That means a lot to us in a time when we felt like the world just forgot about Syria. It is one of the worst humanitarian crises in our lifetime. So your words of solidarity really mean a lot.
It's my pleasure. Yes, as you know, there was also another earthquake in Turkey. So I also did my my condolences to the people there. And what we do is that we reach out to different groups that have gone through similar circumstances, let it be humanitarian, let it be prejudice, to show that we're all part of the human family and we are going through the same struggles, because we are Hispanics and, we are one of the largest minorities that face the worst discrimination in this country. So we know how it is to be marginalized. Yes. So explain to us briefly, what does the Syrian Community Network does and what is their outreach?
So we started in 2015, and I rallied some Chicago people and friends and people across the nation to start the Syrian Community Network in response to the United States government announcing that Syrian refugees will be resettled in the United States. And I know that Chicago is a hub for many immigrants and refugees. And so I formed the organization and slowly started building it one program at a time. Right now, we offer case management, benefits case management, applying for food stamps, Medicaid, all of the services that the state offers. We offer youth education, after school programming, and online Zoom homework room, helping students with their homework and, so that they can achieve. We have adult education, which includes citizenship classes, and we're restarting our ESL classes for adults, early conversation. And we have various workshops on all kinds of topics, women's circles and things like that. We also have a legal immigration department, which is our newest department to do change of status, green card applications, citizenship applications. We also have citizenship classes to go along with that department to help people to make sure that they pass their citizenship exam. And then, we have a bunch of bunch of cultural and different types of programs. Like right now, we're getting ready to celebrate Ramadan. And right after Ramadan is our big Eid holiday, we usually collect toys and all kinds of things and goodies for the kids. So, in between those programs, there's a lot of workshops and activities that are happening all the time at the Syrian Community Network.
Oh, that's nice. About Spanish United, I founded Spanish United in 2020, and a lot of it has to do with social justice. Like, we advocate for the rights of Hispanic people, Hispanic Americans, Hispanic people who have been victimized by, different elements of the establishment. And we do what we can to try to be a voice for the community, and we offer services like we do referrals for people that, let's say, for example, that need social services. Like, we don't provide the services ourselves, but we can refer people to ESL classes, social services, that type of thing. Because there's a lot of Hispanic people, because depending if what their status is, or maybe they don't know the language, it's very hard for them to reach out for services. And many Hispanics tend to be under the poverty line. So we reach out to the people. We also do a lot of outreach for the homeless community, and to try to bring forth the plight of the Hispanic population in the United States.
Yes, and then that's also another thing that we do is we do a lot of advocacy around refugee resettlement and increasing the numbers of immigrants that come to our country. Better processes of the asylum system. As you know, the asylum system is really backed up,
It's
and
broken.
yeah, and during the travel ban, we connected with a lot of Spanish-speaking groups that were advocating with us about the travel ban because, as you know, all of these movements are really interconnected, and all of us as immigrants, really need to come together in solidarity of the message that everyone is welcome to the United States, whether they are from Syria, whether they are from Mexico, whether they are from Guatemala, whether they are from Venezuela, from Jordan, from Palestine, anywhere.
Cuba.
Cuba, everyone should be welcome and should be treated humanely, and there should not be all of these obstacles. If someone is asking for asylum, they should be given the dignity and the right to apply for asylum because they know best that it's not safe to go back to their country. And I believe what we saw and during the Trump years with the travel ban, and even when he would make a rhetoric about, oh, there's even prayer rugs at the border. It means that we don't want Muslims, we don't want Spanish-speaking folks, we don't
Right.
want Latinos. We're all connected in this movement, and we should really come together in solidarity and support each other during these difficult days.
Right, absolutely. And right now, Cubans, Nicaraguans, Venezuelans, and Haitians are right now going to the same boat that many of them are asylum seekers. But in the case of those four countries that I mentioned, because of the whole thing with immigration, a lot of them have been left stranded. And in many states, like in Florida and Texas, they're being deported like sardines out of those states into other states. And I think it's a very bad humanitarian crisis that's happening in our country, especially with the broken borders. And I
I
feel that more
agree.
than ever before, the Syrian community and Hispanic communities should work together, because one thing about the Hispanic community is that we are a very inclusive people. We are not a race, we're an ethnicity. We have Hispanic people that are of Arab background, Jewish background. A lot of people don't realize that. They think everyone that is Hispanic is brown.
Yes.
But we come in all colors of the rainbow. So I think it's very important that we reach out to other people that have gone through similar situations and to show that we are there to support them in any way that we can.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that because most people, if they read history and they understand history, they know that during the Spanish Inquisition, when Spain was kicking out a lot of Jews and Muslims and everyone who didn't fit into their box,
Right.
a lot of people migrated with the explorers, and so you had a lot of people who were Arab descent that came to the new land, if you want to say it, to South America, Latin America, and Americas in general, and so to who are Argentina. Brazil has one of the biggest Syrian and Lebanese diaspora living there, and so does Argentina. And I think one of the presidents of Argentina was originally from Syria, but I think he was corrupt. He was not he was not very
Right.
good. But there's a huge diaspora in Chile and everywhere you look in Latin America.
Right.
There is a huge diaspora from Arab lands, and
The president of El Salvador, he's a Palestinian background, Ayib
yes,
Bukele.
that's right. That's right. So I think there is a lot of solidarity there in terms of our shared narrative, our shared trauma of not being welcome, of being pushed out, unwanted, looked at with suspicion. For us as Syrians, not all Syrians are Muslim, of course.
Right.
You have Syrian Christians, you have
Syrian Jews.
Syrian Jews, you have Syrian atheists, you have but the majority are Muslim.
Right.
And this, it really shows that, like, sometimes people, they're either discriminated against through their religion or their their background, but especially for Syrian Muslims, because people right away they see hijab or they see that someone is Muslim, that right away we're linked to 9/11 or we're linked to something else, which is really unfair because not everybody, just because a bad act, a horrible act that was the worst terrorist act on our land happened, but doesn't mean that we punish everyone for
Of
it.
course.
So that's something that we should separate and keep, people, we should judge people on their actions, not on something that happened,
Exactly.
20 years ago, as bad as it was.
Yes, and I know how that is because I remember when 9/11 happened. I was profiled a lot because even though I'm not Arab, a lot of people assume that I am, and I was racially profiled a lot at the airport.
I'm
So I
sorry.
I know how that is. So
Yeah.
I could imagine how it is for you guys that.
Oh yeah. We're always pulled aside. You have it's just by random they pick you
Right.
for that special screening.
Exactly.
But I guess, what are we gonna do? We kind of got used to it, and um, I wish it would change. And especially now that there's so many reports revealed by the Southern Poverty Law Center and the Pew Institute that have released so many reports on that the biggest threat in the United States is white nationalism, and white supremacists are the biggest
Yes.
threat to us as a nation.
Yes.
Not let people from Latin America or the various Latin
Right.
American countries, or Muslims, or
Yeah,
Jews, or any.
the
So
FBI actually acknowledged that officially like last year that
mhm,
they are considered the biggest threat to national security. Look what
yes,
happened
January
in January
26th.
6th.
Yes.
That was a horrible thing.
Mhm.
So yes, one of the things that I want to say that I like to reach out to the different communities to work with them, do events with them, possibly do like conference with them. So I just want to let you know that Spanish United is here to do any type of events or speaking at the Syrian Community Network, and you could also do the
Thank you.
same thing for ours as well. We are an open platform,
Thank you so
and
much. I should connect you to a few friends in California who are part of this movement, and I will do that in the next couple of days. And then here in Chicago, we are members of the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, which is the acronym for ICER.
mhm,
And we work with ICER with various organizations, many Latino organizations, many Arab, Muslim, South Asian
mhm.
organizations. We all come together under this umbrella. So when one has kind of event or some kind of we need solidarity on this topic, we all show up for each other, and vice versa, whether it's for DACA, whether it's for
Right.
so
It's the same
that's
thing
other
with
thing.
me. Like here in Southern California, like I am connected with the Milk Tea Alliance, which is an organization of Asian groups from like
Hmm.
Taiwan, Hong Kong, the
Hmm.
Uyghurs, etc. And I've done a lot of work with them. Like the next following week, I'm going to be doing a meeting with them. So yeah, like I said, it's very
Wonderful.
important to support each other. So
Yes.
I want to wrap this up and tell you thank you so much for coming on the show. I truly appreciate it. And again, I apologize for the tardiness.
No worries.
And
I wanted
yeah,
to
go
say
ahead. Go ahead. Sure.
one few last thing about the earthquake. I want, if everyone can do a collective prayer for people to stand in solidarity with the victims of the earthquake in Syria and Turkey. It's really devastating what's happened. It's one of the worst earthquakes in 100 years in that region. So many lives have been lost. Syria is also a crisis within a crisis.
Mhm.
The international community has failed Syria to end the conflict. There's no will, because again, it's like, oh, another country in the Middle East, who cares? But really what happened with Syria, the fact that we neglected Syria, is that we saw the spillover of Syrian refugees trying to go to Europe. And that's when you saw the anti-immigrant, anti-refugee
Right.
sentiment rise up, and the populism, and that led to Brexit, and led to election of Donald Trump, and led to too many things, too many bad things. So I ask all of you to pray for them, and also that there are many organizations doing international work, like my husband's organization is called Med Global. You can find them on medglobal.org. They do a lot of international relief, and in fact, they're leaving today for a medical mission in southern Turkey, and they're hoping to maybe, I don't know if they'll be able to cross the border or not. Turkey usually does not let people do that, but hopefully that we can get some aid in there. So if anyone wants to donate to Med Global, they're welcome to. And if anyone wants to organize a visual in California, that would be a great
Mhm.
idea also. to bring more support for the victims of the earthquake.
Mhm. And also, we'll do our part on our side. And anyone that is listening on your side of the community can also reach us through our social media links: Spanish United YouTube, Spanish United Facebook, Spanish United Instagram, and Twitter. We also have a PayPal and Cash App where we receive donations, and everything is tax deductible. And whatever we can to help each other's communities, like the Hispanic and Syrian community, is more than welcome. So again, thank you so much, Suzanne, for coming on the show. I appreciate it. When I finish, I will send you the link, and you can share it wherever platform you want to share it to. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful
Take
day.
care.
Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye-bye. Bye.